Hello, beautiful people. Um, I am super excited, and as I go live on Instagram, I'm also going on live first time ever on my YouTube. So there is quite some movement happening as I come here to share the quantum jump formula that has been creating ripples in my world and in the world of humans who've been in my world applying this. I am super excited. So I'm just trying to make sure of all the admin on my desktop as I do this live on first time ever on my YouTube. I've been coming on live on Instagram for a couple of years now. I am very excited to talk about the quantum jump formula. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Nanam. Hi, Aditi. Hi, Bhavani. Hello, everyone. If you have been watching me, feel free to say hello. My name is Prachi Mehra. I am lovingly known as the reality shifting queen. I love doing what I do. This is my life's work. And my life's work is to literally show up every day and share with you guys what has inexplicably changed my life from being rock bottom 3 years back, not wanting to live, being in 100K debt, owing money to lawyers, being really sad, anxious, depressed, not having an online successful business, many, many, many things to stepping into this reality. Everything that I learned on the way, hi Brent, everything that I've learned on the way has incredibly changed my life like night and day. I've made it my life's work to share it with you guys and, show up every day to share the principles, the teachings, the illogical, the logical, the going beyond time, going beyond space, creating time, creating abundance, creating healing, creating magic in our lives in the most inexplicable, illogical ways. And I'm so excited to do this while I do this with you guys on Instagram, also live on my YouTube channel. I've never done this together, so I'm very excited because this is the first time I'm going on live on my YouTube. As I said, this is incredible. So I don't want to go long into my story, but I do want to give you a little bit of heads up so you understand the quantum jump formula that has gotten me incredible results, which I'm here to share with you today, that my clients are using, my paid clients in my community, students all across the world. There's something about it that has allowed me to create these incredible results. So to give you a little bit of perspective, I was born and brought up in India. I moved to Australia. So now I live in Melbourne, Australia. I moved to Australia in 2006, got married to the love of my life, moved here. We created a beautiful life back in Sydney. I had went on to create a beautiful yoga studio, did my yoga and meditation teacher training. This is all back in 2008, became a mother to my gorgeous son. Then I went on to learn a lot of different certifications, education, beautiful things that I was trying to create into my life. Long story short, I went through an unexpected divorce 1 week before my 10th wedding anniversary, which brought me down, obviously, onto my knees. But that was the biggest spiritual awakening that I went through. And while I had gone through many awakenings before, and I had kind of always known that, the spiritual path is my path, and I'm going through many, many, many things, I actually did not understand or know the depth of the spiritual awakening that was brewing up in the background for me. And then one thing led to another, all my shadows coming straight into my face, the calling, the evolution, the expansion. But before the expansion is this dark night soul, you all know that soul's dark night. Most of you must have gone through it, where you basically contract. And so I went through all of that. And then I hit rock bottom in 3 years back, where basically I went through another long-term relationship that ended for me. I was in massive debt. I was sad, depressed, anxious. I did not have high levels of self-concept. I wasn't the woman I am today. And I was far from my purpose. I was really in a timeline where everything was very contracted. And if any one of you is in a timeline where you don't feel expansion and you don't feel that you are like vibing with the universe and things are flowing for you, I want you to definitely listen to this live, because I'm going to share something with you that has incredibly transformed my life. I still continue to use this every day. And especially on days when I forget that the whole universe is lined up and conspiring to get me what I want, right? Just as you, because you are also created by the same God source universe, whatever you believe in, whatever word resonates with you. So in the last 3 years, I have turned my life around from being in that rock bottom spot to becoming almost like an unstoppable rocket. And I have walked away from anxiety, depression, created healthy relationships, which I still continue to do, whilst my shadows show up. I have used this quantum jump formula, which I came across 2 years back, to be honest. And that since then, my life completely transformed. I have used the same formula, and I've gone on to tweak it and tweak it and tweak it to go from 100K debt to becoming more than half a millionaire. I am on the path. It was never really about becoming a millionaire. It was really about creating that freedom within me, right? So whatever you're chasing, whatever you're wanting in your life is because you're trying to create some sort of freedom, some sort of expansion, some sort of feeling, some sort of walking away from the shadows or the identity you've held in from your childhood. So if you want to be seen, that's because in your childhood didn't want to be seen. You weren't seen. If you want success, that's because in your childhood, maybe you were made to feel or you felt you were not enough, and now you're so hungry for success. Whatever is happening, whatever is a part of your reality that you're trying to create actually is all a byproduct of the shadows we've held, right? And while you're on this journey, I want to share something with you that will profoundly catapult you into higher timelines. That has allowed me to do that. That has allowed my students, my clients, my community to really go like, hang on, I'm not that limited as I perceive. I am not that not supported. I am not that alone. I am not that much in a freaking fix that I can't change my life, that I can't get out of this. And one of the biggest things that I learned was, when we feel depressed and sad, that's because we feel we've run out of options. Because I used to be sad and depressed, right? And anxious. And especially being a single mom, not knowing, I had financial stress, all of those things. I was far from being in this reality. So when we're sad and depressed, even if you're in great relationships, maybe you have all the money in the world, but you don't feel content. Thanks for sharing all this, the videos. And if it's landing for you and you see that there's value in this, share more of it. I'm so grateful that you guys are here. I'm also live streaming here on YouTube as I talk to you guys about sharing my quantum jump formula. Also, I have shared a lot of this in my book Play, which is all about quantum jumping, about really moving from confusion and lack and despair into creating personal power, limitlessness, and soulful clarity. You can always grab a book from the link in my bio. I'll save it in, as I save the stream. So in the last 3 years, what's happened in the last 2 years, to be precise, when I learned this quantum jump formula. Now, this formula is not created by me, but I have tweaked it to make it mine and embodied it in a way. And I teach it in a way that I've been told nobody else teaches. So the formula that I learned was essentially Dr. Joe Dispenza's formula. And I very loudly, boldly say this because that man, when he came into my life, changed my life. here's what happens. I was talking about depression earlier, that when you're sad, when you're depressed, that's because a part of us believes there are no more options. I've run out of options. Nothing more exists for me. And what begins to happen is we start contracting and we start believing that nothing else exists for us. There are no more options. When we are stressed or depressed about money, we believe there's no more money for us in our reality, while there are trillions of dollars circulating over our head in this world. Thanks for all the love hearts. So what begins to then happen is that we go like, oh my God, this is not happening for me. The love is not going to come. The man or the woman's not going to come. The clients are not going to come. The millions of dollars that I know I'm worthy of, because God source universe, I'm God sources universe's child. And it said to me at the time of my birth that I can have anything and I'm a limitless being. And but where is it? And we start contracting to the stories. Well, if it's not happened so far, it will not happen. It's not meant to happen for me, because we start observing so much contraction and the lack of, more so the evidence of the lack of it, right? So here's what I will share with you that has completely taken me from dead into the abundant realities that I now live, and I use the same principle. It helped me move from anxiety and depression. And when I share this, when we are sad and depressed, I'm speaking also to people who may not just want, who are not here wanting to create abundance, but you're here to create healing. So there are ways that you can use this formula. Say you have all the money in the world, but you are not feeling whole, you can use this formula. And if you are having everything and yet you feel the lack of magic, that when you wake up in the morning and you are not electric and your soul's not on charge and you're like, bring it on, what do I get to experience today? What do I get to experience with this live wire that's running through me? Because it could go like this. We don't have an expiration date. Like, one of the biggest things that I learned that changed my life was, do not stop waiting for something to happen and then feel something. Everything I have in my reality is because I learned that I don't have to wait. If with the messiest hair you believed you were the most abundant and gorgeous woman, you will start feeling it now. If with the empty bank account with $5 left or $100 left, or $10,000 left, and you're stressing about money, if you felt today with that and you created internal safety and abundance like no man's business, and you felt the most abundant being because you have this live wire energy, you just changed the game, right? So I digress a bit here, but I want to share the formula with you. So whatever you're trying to create, this is the formula. Now, Dr. Joe Dispenza shared in his book, Breaking the Habit of Being You and Supernatural, but I've really picked it from the Breaking of Habit of Being You. And when he came into my life 2 years back, I started to realize I had done a lot of mindset work, and I had been a healer for 17 years, a yoga and meditation teacher. A lot of stuff was happening, and I was a hypnotherapist, certified hypnotherapist. Then I went on to become a life coach and a business coach in the last couple of years. But really, what was really happening was everything was driven from the mindset. And all of that is fine. Like, the mind is the portal from where you create. If your mind is contracted and you cannot believe in the possibility of a greater relationship, of a greater wealth reality, of a greater health reality, of a greater, whatever you want, if your mind is shut down by the past stories, you cannot absolutely create, right? So it had been a mind game for me. And that's why I was still struggling to create inexplicable results. Everything was kind of moving after I had hit rock bottom. Some of you may have not hit rock bottom. You're like, well, but I struggle and I hustle and I hustle and I still get only these many results, right? Or for those of you who are like, well, I've done everything, but then I still find myself in a place where the clients are not showing up, the love's not showing up, the success is not showing up, that electric magnetic feeling that I want to live for is not showing up, right? So whatever is your truth in the moment, whatever is your reality in the moment, here's the thing. the formula that I learned from Dr. Joe Dispenza, which is basically quantum jumping formula, right? So those of you here on the live, you know the subject of this live is quantum jump formula. Now I'm going to briefly touch upon a few things. If you are first time watching this and you're new to my world, or you've been doing manifestation for decades, or you're not at all done anything, this is still for you, okay? Whatever you're living, whatever you're experiencing, whatever you have and you don't have is a reality. You have a body reality, you have a money reality, you have a business reality, you have a relationship reality, you have a parenthood reality, you have a sisterhood reality, you have a brotherhood reality, all of those things, right? So, whilst you have these realities, every reality has a certain outcome right now, has a certain, you're observing it a certain way. So say money reality is great, but your health reality is not. Or your health reality is great, but your money reality is not. Or say your relationship reality is great, but your money reality is not. Or the other way around. And so the reason that you want something and you want to create it in other areas of your life, other aspects of your identity, is that there is this version of you, which is, let's call it version A. Okay. So we are here on reality A, and this is reality B. Okay. So reality A is this version of you currently who believes that they want, say you want to become a millionaire, say you want to have, 6 figures in your business to start with, or you want to have multi 6 figure years, whatever it is. You can apply the same thing for love, for success, for wealth, for healing, whatever you want to do. So you're here, and then this version of you has already created it because it's so normal that this had to be this way. There was no other outcome, it had to be. And then they normalize, and they're actually living it, right? So there are two different timelines, there are two different realities. What you're trying to do is go from level A, version A, to version B. And your normal brain tells you, if I take this action, I apply this for 1 year or 2 years, and if I act in a certain way, I will then in a year's time get to version B. That's a logical way, that's a Newtonian model way of creating cause and effect. You cause some actions and you then cause results, right? That's what's happening. Now, what Dr. Joe Dispenza taught in his book, and the way I have understood it, and the way I have applied it to see incredible results in my life, is to see that in order for me to quantum jump, what can I do in my version A that believes I'm already my version B, who has the money, who is a millionaire, who has healed anxiety and depression, who lives life with this electric charge? What I need to do in order for me to move from version A to version B, from reality A to reality B, what do I need to do? In order for me to reduce the time and not believe it's going to take me a year, is called quantum jumping. When A, you believe that version reality B exists, that you believe that version B exists, that you believe that whatever you want, hey Melissa. Now, so this is the thing, right? When you believe whatever you want exists already in the quantum field, how do you believe that? A, you've seen someone have it. You're welcome. You're most welcome. Many folds back to you. Now, do you believe it exists? How do you believe it exists? Because A, you've seen someone have it. Have you seen millionaires on the face of this earth? If that exists, that means it exists as a frequency in the quantum field. Simple. Simple. If you have seen another person have the most incredible relationship and you're walking towards it, it exists. If you have seen people go from rock bottom and living in their cars to becoming multimillionaires, that thing exists in the field. So now we're not questioning the existence, we're questioning, how do I get onto the frequency of this thing, right? Thanks for all the love. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Okay, so quantum jump essentially means that you can collapse time, space, and logic from reality A to reality B. Okay. If I believe it exists for me, I can go to level B. If I believe it's going to take me 6 years to become a millionaire, then it will take me 6 years. But if I can go beyond what I believe, if I can go beyond time, if I can go beyond space as well, thank you. If I can go beyond all of this, I will quantum jump. That means I will go to reality B faster and in inexplicable ways that my brain could not process. So then you'd ask me, what is the formula to do that? This is why we're here. And I'm going to share the formula with you today because I've been really feeling the calling to come more and more and more and share this with you guys. You know, we've been sharing this inside my Quantum Leap bundle. We've been sharing it inside my community, my private membership, you know, my coaching community where I go in weekly, which, by the way, today I have a massive announcement at the end of this live. You get to access all of this for free. So stay tuned. You know, this is what I'm doing. And then I've been teaching it to my private clients, you know, all of those things. It's also in my book. However, I wanted to come on live today and share it with you guys. Now we understand what's a quantum jump. A quantum jump is you going from version A to version B, from reality A to reality B, faster than you could imagine, faster and beyond time, space, and logic, and in ways that you could not imagine. Okay, so that is really a quantum jump. Say you want a quantum jump in your business and you want to have, and in your wealth, and you want to have more sources of wealth. So your mind is now thinking of, oh, this is what I need to do. Or could you actually create that abundance, that wealth, in ways that your mind could not process, and in timelines that your mind would go like, no, but normally it takes, you know, people 2-3 years, and you go like, no, but I'm going to actually believe something else because that frequency already exists in the quantum field. I have seen people do it. It exists, right? So what Dr. Joe says is, Dr. Joe Dispenza, the formula that I have learned, the quantum jump formula, is that when this version A of me and this version B, who is a millionaire, who has achieved the things, who is happy, who's got multi-millions of dollars, whatever you're trying to achieve. Okay. So there's a version A and there's a version B. When the version A can think, feel, and act like version B in consciousness. Consciousness means your state of being, which means your vibrational alignment, your vibrational signature. It's your electromagnetic field around you, which can now be measured, is emitting the electric charge of version B. So you cannot just do it with mindset. You can just not do it with just tapping. You can just not do it by rewiring a subconscious. You can just not do it by actually just writing in a journal every day. None of those things alone stand true to this. So hi, Christy. So the quantum jump formula, simply put, what I learned by Dr. Joe Dispenza till I went on to alter it into the ways that I now teach them. He said, when your now version can match the consciousness, within quotes, consciousness is how you think, thoughts are electric, how you feel, feelings are magnetic, and how you act, your behavior, your thoughts, feelings, and actions make your consciousness. When your now version can match the consciousness of your then desired version, you will quantum jump. That is the formula to quantum jump. So I learned it. I started applying it. Yes, your Taurus field as well, right, Rod? So you have an electromagnetic field. You actually have an electric charge around you. And I'm going to break it down in a moment, that what that electric charge does for you. None of these things will ever make sense if you go and watch the law of attraction videos, law of vibration videos. None of them are actually going to break sense for you in the way that you will get the desired results if you don't understand what this field is doing for you. If you don't, and I will break it down for you. I know you guys have questions. I will address all these questions as I go. So basically, your now version. Think of one thing, guys. Think of the thing that you want, your heart desires, right? Now, here's the thing. Whatever you want, maybe you want a really swell bank account. It's not really about what you want, it's also why you want it. That is on a spiritual level, the shadow work. You want it because some part of you believes you don't have it, some part of you desires it, right? That is all into the realms of shadow work if you want to believe in it. But here's the thing, if you want something, you got to believe that thing exists for you. Okay, because here's the thing, everything is coming from the quantum field. Everything is energy. Everything exists as form of energy waves in this whole universe. So this is the science of quantum, that everything exists. There's only one source, one field. Some people call it God, some people call it universe, some people call it the provider, God, whatever you want to call it. The quantum field, the scientists call it the quantum field. Okay, so I've been playing with spirituality for almost 17 years, and then when I mixed it with the science of quantum, my life changed in the last 2 years. So I'm going to share it from a place of spirituality and quantum science, because neither am I a quantum scientist, nor am I'm just an extension of God's source universe. So I'm going to bring that spirituality with that quantum science that I have learned, which is like the easiest way I can explain to you, right? Good evening. Thank you. I love you. So here's what you got to think now. So the basic formula is that when you can currently start thinking like that version of you, or version B, version, your reality B version, what are her thoughts or his thoughts? What are her feelings every day? So her thoughts are electric, just as yours are. Your thoughts are electric, your feelings are magnetic. What is he or she feeling every day? Because that thoughts that she or he are feeling, that they are feeling, has an electric charge that actually make their vibrational signature. Now, the thoughts they're feeling, thinking, creates an emotional response. That those are the feelings, right? So basically, the feelings they're feeling is then making a magnetic charge around them. So their thoughts are creating an electric charge. That is the EMF, the electromagnetic field. Some people call it the torus field. But basically, there's an electric charge around you. If you were to be put on a machine, now scientifically it can be measured what's your electromagnetic field, and the quality, the frequency at which your electromagnetic field is operating at, what you are projecting. Your electromagnetic field is your consciousness. It's your vibrational currency. It's your vibrational state. It's your literally like the vault with which you will receive. But when you project that, whatever you're vibrating in, whatever is your electromagnetic field, your electromagnetic signature, is going out into the field, the quantum field, the universe, God, source, whatever you want to call it, whatever resonates, it will project back to you a vibration, aka known as your manifestation, aka known as this thing happened, this synchronicity happened, this miracle happened, this blessing came to me, this thing came to me, this opportunity came to me out of nowhere. Suddenly, I got the money. Suddenly, not out of nowhere, the love of my life came. Suddenly, out of nowhere, I started actually showing up on social media, and my stuff started going viral, and I actually started getting a lot of messages. How does this happen? Yes, Melissa. So now, a lot of you would say this, we understand this, we've been studying manifestation. Well, you have been, I get it, and I had been doing it for donkey years, but still, my results were not speaking it. My bank accounts were not showing it. My relationships were not showing it. My own self-concepts weren't showing it. When I looked in the mirror, the way I looked at myself didn't show that or make me feel that. So what can I today give to you guys that will enable you to actually have tangible results? Because it's one thing to know the science, and it's another thing to understand it, but it's another thing to actually be able to embody it, that means in your body, in my body, embody it, that your electromagnetic signature then begins to change, and you begin to then emit a certain different kind of frequency, a different kind of charge into the quantum field, that then becomes your manifestation, your miracles, your evidence, your outcomes, as I got it, and I got it in ways that I didn't expect. So the quantum jump formula is simple. You today have to start thinking like the version. You got to start feeling like that version who has the money, or has the love, or has the healing, and is no longer depressed or anxious. And there's, so you are currently depressed, you're currently looking for money, you're currently stressed, you're currently looking for the love, and then there's this version of you. There's this timeline, there's this reality of you who has the love, who has the money, who has the relaxation, who has the financial freedom, who has the emotional freedom, who feels bliss and happiness every day, who's not living on the edge of, I don't know, my life. I have no idea what's happening to my life. They are still in a surrendered state, but they don't have to have hyper focus on what is happening. That version, you got to start thinking like them. They don't think thoughts of how can I become wealthy. They're already wealthy. So what do? They basically think of how did I do it? How did I become so wealthy? I'm so grateful that I became wealthy. I actually feel so good. I feel calm. I never imagined that I will feel like this because I didn't know the feeling. I'm so grateful. I feel so good. Thank you, God, source, universe, whatever. And now here's the missing piece, which I didn't know for months and months. When I started applying this part to not only thinking like that version of me who had what I want, not only feeling like the version of me who had what she wanted, and then acting like the version who actually had, who thought, felt, and had that experience, I then started to act in a way, not by acting, but being and doing, which is again explained in my book. If you actually go on to chapter number, there's a whole chapter on page 71. It talks about electromagnetic signature and how you can use electromagnetic signature to create that electromagnetic signature, and then you consistently keep projecting that into the field. Out of nowhere will you be matched by your reality will conform, your reality will bend, your reality will respond, your reality will bend itself to respond to that electromagnetic signature. That is the reality's work. That's not your work, right? Our work is to believe in the vision we've gotten. Why do you want what you want? Because you're going to want something else, but you want it because there's a version of you already is living it. It exists in the quantum field. It exists as a frequency. You've had evidence of other people having it and living it. It exists. It exists as a frequency. Our job is not to do, to think, and do all of those things. Our job is to match the frequency. Frequency is your vibrational state. Frequency is your consciousness. So then we come back to the same work again and again and again, that I cannot be in the consciousness of the person who's manifested it and yet keep observing, how am I going to do it? Well, if you keep waking up every day in the thoughts of how am I going to make it happen, what are the things I need to do, you're not in the consciousness of the person who's done it. Because if you've done it, if you want to quantum jump into the version who's done it, what do you need to do? You need to think like the person. How did I do it? You got to change the questions, right? It's not like, how can I do it? God, source, universe, show me the path. It's still asking out of lack. We've always been told, well, ask the universe, ask God, ask source. I get it. I have done this all the time till I actually understood how this quantum jumping formula works. So I have the vision because it already exists, right, Christy? And you have the quantum leap bundle, right? So a couple of my trainings which really elaborate and break this down, it's called the quantum leap bundle, and you may have learned that, right, Christy? In those trainings I speak about it. So If I consistently keep observing every day, well, God, source, universe, show me the path. How do I do it? How do I become this? What do I need to do? Well, the thing is, I'm consistently in the consciousness, thoughts, feelings, action, electromagnetic field is consistently observing. I still need to do something. I am not there yet. And it takes a certain amount of delusional state to be able to create such massive results. Now, the thing is, this is not for everyone. This is not for everyone who wants to calculate the moves, who want to use logic, who want to take calculated moves, who want to assess everything. This is not for those individuals, right? This is for people who A, believe they're quantum beings, they are limitless, that you actually are a vibrational being, that you actually have an electromagnetic field, that you actually can tap into any frequency just because you are an electromagnetic being. That in itself changes the game. But if you're not willing to believe that you have an electromagnetic field, that all frequencies exist, all realities exist, you can tap into any frequency, match it for a certain level of time, and boom, you collapse that energy wave. This is not going to obviously work for you, because what you believe is what you get. So I'm not here to challenge your beliefs. I'm here to share what has consistently, completely, in inexplicable ways changed my life, right? And so many of you have used this formula. Now here's the thing. Here's the missing piece, which I did not know, and I started applying in the last few months, and my life again has gone on to the next level. It's been compounding. The goodness, the abundance, the healing, the love, the magic has been compounding now. So what would happen? Say this is version A who wants the things, and this is version B who has the things. So quantum jumping led me to believe, start thinking like version B, start feeling every day like version B. I had to regulate my nervous system. I had to feel good. I had to be grateful. I had to feel, even in my cup of coffee, the magic, when I watched the sunset, I had to witness it as the person who does not have financial stress, whose heart is whole and healed. Because if that version A did not get into the feeling, if I could every moment, from moment to moment, not observe the magic as version B, because version B, when she has the money, when she has the healing, she's not sitting there watching the sunset going like, well, how do I actually manifest the money or the person or the healing, or how can I heal myself? She's just witnessing the sunset like in its awe and magic and magnificence. If you get this and you start applying it now, it's not rocket science. Start thinking about when you have the money and you have the man or you have the woman and you have the clients and you have the success and you have that business that blows your mind and you're showing up every day in your energy, living your purpose, right? You are in your highest timelines. What are you doing? How do you witness the sun? How do you wake up? How do you sip your coffee? How do you look at your kids? How do you look at the love of your life? How do you look into the mirror and at yourself? How do you move through your day? How intentional you are? How slow you are? How much magic do you feel in those cells? Those thoughts, those feelings, and then actions, if you start doing them now, you can feel safety in your cup of tea. I've shared this in chapter 2 in my book, Personal Power versus Circumstantial Power. When didn't have any of this, when I was in debt, when I owed money, when I was sad and I was depressed and I was anxious, how did I create safety? How did I create abundance? How did I create magic? That's all in chapter 2 in my book, so definitely grab a copy. I really invite you. I never wrote this book to satisfy my ego. It was, or to, for myself. This book was really a gift to you guys, to the world. It was my service, that once I learned something that changed my life, I was like, I can't shut up about it. I have to share it with you guys, right? So whilst you understand the quantum jump formula, here's the missing piece, right? So I asked myself, and this is something I've learned from one of my Buddhist teachers, when you want something, the fastest way to receive it is to be able to give that exact thing to someone else. Because when you do that, you're sowing the seeds in your mind, in your subconscious, in your energy field, in your identity, in your being, in an electromagnetic field, in your consciousness. You already have it. So if I want more money, I have to start giving money. I have to have visuals of me handing over money. Money's energy. If I want to actually have more clients or serve the world, live in my purpose, that meant what? For me to actually share knowledge. Can I share it today? If I want to have love and I want actually to have the greatest relationship, can I start giving love out today? So this was the missing piece in the quantum leap formula that I had learned, I had applied, I had taught, and I'd been consistently. I humbly receive this, that I've been told many times, the way I break this down and the way I teach this, nobody has felt that happen in their reality. And I'm so grateful for all the love that you guys send me. But here's the thing. This piece was missing. So when I started applying this, then I asked myself, right? So say that multimillionaire version, when I have all the money and I'm still selling my courses and I'm still showing up on lives and I'm still sharing the same information, why am I doing it? I'm not doing it for money because I have all the money. Why am I still doing it? And the answer was, this is your life's work. This is what you're meant to do. And which meant that in my highest timeline, which is now I want a quantum jump there, what do I have to do? I have to match her thoughts, feelings, and actions, her consciousness. So my thoughts are always like that. The feelings are like that, or not always, mostly. And I fall off the bandwagon as well. Now, her actions as well, because that version of me that's in her highest timeline, when I'm not doing this for money, and I'm still not now because I'm switching gears after having that experience of abundance and healing and magic, what do I need to do? I need to do it because I already have what I wanted. I have the abundance, I have the wealth, I have the joy. So I am giving. Why? Because this is my life's purpose. This is what I'm meant to do because I was given this to me through the life experiences. This came to me. I could have had any other life experience, just like you could have had any other life experience, but you went through what you went through, and that's your story. And when you went through it, you learned certain abilities, certain tools to overcome it, certain abilities to meet it. Maybe it was resilience. Maybe it was something else. Maybe it was finding that unconditional love within you. Whatever happened, it was your story. Now, the thing is, I digress a bit, as usual. When your actions are also matching the version B, if you want a quantum jump and you're here right now, version A has to match everything, her thoughts, his thoughts, feelings, and actions. So say if you want more money, you want love, you want healing, and whatever you're calling in, right? Your highest timeline, or you want to live your highest timeline and your purpose. Say you have those things now. What are you doing? What are your actions? You've got to really tap into the consciousness, because unless you tap into the consciousness, you're not accessing that field. It is a frequency that it exists in the quantum field. And in order for us to tap into that, we must have the frequency. We must access the frequency. We must then embody it. And then we must hold the frequency, right? So what are his or her actions? If you have all the money in the world, you'd be giving things for free. You wouldn't worry about charging something, or you would still charge for it, but you would still give it from a place of, I have so much, let me give it. Now, what is it doing for us? How does it make us quantum jump? When we start doing this, there is some sort of there's a change, there's a shift in our vibrational signature. Our energy, our consciousness, our frequency has now changed. Why? Why has it changed? Because my thoughts and my feelings and my state of being has changed. I'm not doing it for something else. I'm doing it because I'm already feeling abundant. I'm not doing it to become abundant. I'm already abundant and now I'm doing it. My electromagnetic field has changed. My field has changed means I'm projecting a different signature into the field. The field understands she already has it. Let me match that frequency. And the field gives you something that you can't understand how it happened. How did you get out of debt? How did you find the love of your life? How did out of nowhere these clients come up? How did your business go from zero to six figures to multi six figures? It's in understanding that your frequency is your secret ingredient, and your frequency is basically your consciousness. It's an electric charge of your thoughts, which are again energy waves, they're electric. Your feelings that are magnetic, again electric charge. They're floating, they're like mini currents. If you've ever studied Dr. R. Hawkins' frequency chart, you will understand that everything is a frequency. So when you feel lack, you can't be in the frequency of enlightenment, joy, celebration. If I'm not matching the frequency, how can I actually receive it? Because the whole universe and law of attraction says like attracts like. Now, I'm not here to talk about law of attraction because there are many other people talking about it. Your girl does quantum stuff. I am here to teach you the easiest, fastest ways to receive what you want. And it is not in trying to chase it. It is in you becoming an embodiment of actually already having it. Because when you want it, you're not getting it. You're absolutely not getting it because what's happening is you're projecting, I don't have it. So if it already exists as a current, as a frequency in the field, my job is to consistently be an embodiment of that frequency. I have to think, feel, and act like that person and add something today to that. If you've already learned the Quantum Leap formula from my Quantum Leap bundle, for those of you, I know a lot of you bought that. And if you haven't, you can DM me or I will save this link as I save this live. You know the Quantum Leap formula and you know that the actions have to be matched. The energy field has to be matching to that timeline because everything is a wave. Everything is energy. Everything's consciousness. The moment you collapse that by matching it, you collapse it, that energy wave, and you have that thing. It takes form as solid. The molecules become solidified and it becomes a manifestation. It becomes a car. It becomes the money in your bank account. It becomes the man or the woman. It becomes the cellular structure that you've healed because now your cells are vibrating at a different consciousness, right? And that's what we are right now. Currently, I'm running a program called Hyperspeed Healing. We've got 1 week left. And then that digital program, which is to help you go from depressed to blessed, like really heal at hyperspeed, will be available. So you can DM if you want that. But the missing piece is, what would you do? And I want to leave you with this question today. What would you do if you were in your highest timelines? What actions would you be taking? Don't think like, oh, I will be doing this. I'll be going live. I'll be, making more programs, or I'll be actually taking care of my partner. I'll be going on holidays, or I'll have an easy life. All of those things are already they exist for you, right? Thoughts, feelings, actions. But then when you're so fulfilled, there is a part of you which is going to be states of overflow, means you're dripping. You're an overflow. That's extra. That's abundance, right? Extra, extra, extra means abundance, abundance, abundance. Because when you're overflowing, you cannot help it yourself. It's naturally trickling down. It's flowing out of you because you're so whole, you're so full. You don't want to pull from people. You actually are oozing it, right? That's a vibrational shift. That's an energy. And that is a frequency. So when you're in those higher states and you're really dripping and you're really flowing, what's going to happen? Who do you want to give? What do you want to give? What's the deepest expression of you giving? Because once you've done that, once you've learned that, you start doing it today. That's when you quantum jump. What are you going to do when you have a multi six figure business? What are you going to do when you actually have peace in your life? What are you going to do when everything feels right? Because you're waiting for that moment, right? You're waiting for that timeline. You always feel there's something outside when you go like, I'm going to feel so good when I have all the money, when I have no stress in the world, when my business kicks off, and I have the love of my life and I'm feeling really, really good. Well, say you are in that timeline. What are you going to do? Who are you going to give? What are you going to give? And how are you going to give? Because that self expression, when you tap it and you learn it and you really, really almost unlock it within you, you're going to start doing it today. That's the quantum jump formula. You give it today, you do it today, you think it today, you feel it today, you give it again, tomorrow, get up, do the same thing. Day after tomorrow, get up, do the same thing. Whatever you want, you start giving it to one person every day. You're changing your karma. You're changing your karma. You're changing your electromagnetic field. You're changing your consciousness. Your brain is now recognizing seeds that I already have it because I'm able to give it to other person. That's how you match the consciousness. Because there was this, when I learned Dr. Joe Dispenza's formula and really applied and I saw results, but there was always these times where I could not integrate fully, like something was missing. And, a lot of my clients, you guys have been in my world, have been in my membership, have been my private clients, sometimes you'll go like, we're applying it, but we're still struggling because the missing piece was that, like, where is your karma applying in this? Because at the end of the day, we are spiritual beings. Every action, our karma is an electromagnetic field. It doesn't instantly show up. It catches up after a while. So, which means that if I am in my highest timeline, what would be my karma? That karma I do today. Those seeds I sow today. So if I want a pineapple tree, I cannot sow seeds of apple because that's what I'm going to get. So if my timeline where I'm a multimillionaire, my heart is whole, I have the holidays, I have the houses, I have love and peace, or whatever is your highest timeline, what are the seeds? What are the images? What's the electromagnetic field? What's the frequency, my loves? And then we match it, right? Melissa says, yes, I felt the same as well, but your guidance on choosing to observe it has helped me click new self-identity. I love this. I love this. I love this. Okay, so I have a little announcement to make. Thank you so much for being here. We've gone 52 minutes already, and I'm so excited because this is the first time I'm doing a YouTube live as I go on Instagram as well. So this is a lot of fun. I would love to do it again. Two things I want to give. I'm making an announcement. I've already made this inside our private membership today. I went on a call. This is my gift to the world. This is my highest version already being in action, right? So your girl always teaches what she's an embodiment of. Everything I've taught so far in the last 3 years is because I've had consistent results. I've embodied it. I've applied it, right? So two things. A, for those of you who watch this live and you've been curious, or you watched this for the first time and you're like, what's quantum jumping? And I love what this chick's saying. I love what she's teaching and I want to know more. Then click the link in my bio, or for those of you on YouTube, I'll save this. I'll save a link. You feel free to DM me. And my website's called theprachimehra.com. You can contact me anytime. My gates, my doors, my portals are always open for unity consciousness. So as you are curious, and if anyone wants to learn more of quantum jumping stuff, there is a bundle that is in my link which teaches you everything about quantum jumping. This is for people, as I said, who do want to go beyond logic, who do want to go beyond time, who do want to go beyond space, and they fully truly believe that they are quantum beings and that you can receive anything, you can create anything if you go beyond the shackles and the jail of your mind, of your logic. You can create anything. Like, that's how we roll in my world. That bundle's there. The announcement that I have for you guys is that if for those of you who love my energy, love my work, love my teachings, or it's speaking to you, I would like to invite you into my coaching, which I am absolutely giving away for free. I know it doesn't make any sense, but nothing in my world has ever made sense. And that's how I continue to quantum jump. So anytime my soul tells me anything, anytime I get downloads about what my higher timeline, my higher version's doing, I then go on to apply it in my current version. That's how I match the consciousness. And I have a paid weekly coaching program, which is called the Quantum Collective. Many of your members there. I am making it free, which means that you can join me and you can learn from me. Every week I show up there, and I am going to still continue to show up there every week and teach you, coach you. I answer specific problems that you're having, but primarily I coach you on these principles and teach you, I mentor you, I lead you, and I share my own experiences. Say I'm creating something. I'm creating, I've been working on creating, I was creating six-figure years going from dead, and now I'm working on creating six-figure months. I'm creating on a deeper love relationship, so many different things, right? So you can join us if you have life problems, health problems, emotional problems. You are chasing financial freedom. You want to manifest beautiful things in your life. You want to take your business from ground zero to levels of success you can't even imagine, whatever it is. So, and for those of you who are already members, I did a live this morning and I'm sharing that. You're very welcome to share if you want to donate money, if you feel like my teachings help you and you see value in it and you want to obviously help my business grow. You're very welcome to, but I don't have a need for you to do that. I invite you into Quantum Collective so that you can learn these, apply these, and start really creating realities that are really true to your heart and overcome, the shackles that we've created because of our mind, because of the logic, because of the conditioning, because of how we've been raised and what we've been taught. And like, this is really my life's work to be able to help you unbreak from this, and break away from the shackles. And in doing so, in joining Quantum Collective for free, and really learning these and opening yourself to this, not only are you helping yourself, but you're helping me live my karma, create more good karma, and also sharing your family and friends, um, into this portal, into this gateway. So feel free to get into my DMs. Me or my team can send you the link. And it has been the most beautiful morning speaking to you guys. We are just at 57 minutes. I'm going to save this YouTube live and save this Instagram live. And I'm so excited that I could do this. I'm also very excited that I went on live for the first time on YouTube. For those of you who are on Instagram, if you haven't seen my YouTube channel, again, the link is in my bio. I put all this information out there so I can serve you and I can co-create with you and the universe. The last thing I want to say to you guys is, remember, you are electric beings. We are quantum beings. We are limitless. And it's not just a phrase. Like, it's really time we understand how we are limitless. How we're limitless. We can start being limitless in our thinking, in what we expect for ourselves, in what things can happen for us. Good things can happen for us. We don't have to put limits to the things that can happen for us, right? And we become limitless in, can I have greater frequency? Can I have a greater consciousness? Can I have a greater electromagnetic field? Because I know the universe is giving me what my field is exuding, right? So I'm going to leave you at this. Thank you so much for watching this stream with me. I love you guys.